got this homework. I've got 1 through 12 and 21 through 26. So the first one's just asking us to plug in x for -5 and y for 2. If I do this, I see that in my first one, y is going to be 2, and 2 is less than 4. Over here, I'll have 2, and it has to be greater than -5 plus 3. Well, -5 plus 3 is -2, and 2 is greater than -2. That checks out. So this is a system that works. Okay? The ordered pair is a solution for the inequality. Let's go to number 3. You have number 2 and 4. If I plug in 0, 0, that means y is 0 and so is x. That means 0 has to be less than or equal to 7. That is true. But when I plug in 0 here and here, 2 times 0 is 0, and 0 plus 3 is 3, and 0 will not be greater than 3. So this one doesn't work. So this is not a solution for the inequality. Let's go to this one. It says tell whether the ordered pair is a solution. For this, all we've got to do is see is this in the shaded area. I got -4 and 3. So I'm going to come over here and make a dot where -4 and 3 is. Well, -4 is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 3 is 1, 2, 3. All right, this is not going to work for both of these because though it is on the line for this one, it's not in the shaded area for this one. So this will not work. The ordered pair -4 and 3 is a solution of one of the inequalities, but not the other, because it is on the solid boundary of a line, but it is not in the shaded area of the dash boundary. All right, you have number 6, I got number 7. I'm going to look for -2 and 0. Well, -2 and 0 would put me here and here. This is not going to work either because the dotted line does not indicate a place that fits our description. It has to be in the shaded area. Only if it's a solid line would it count. So this would be no. The ordered pair -2 and 0 is not in the shaded region, so it is not a solution to the system. All right, let's go to number 9. It says graph the system, identify the solution if possible. If I graph this one, I know it's going to be y is greater than 3, so I'm going to put at -3 a line going across right there, and then for y equals, for y is greater than or equal to 5x, I see a little problem here with this one, and I'm going to fix it. The book is wrong here, because it says it goes a slope of 5, which means I would have to go up 5 and over 1. It does go through my origin, but look, this is 4, so that means 5 would have to be here, and this is 2, so 1 would have to be here, which means going up 5 and over 1 would actually put me here. So my line should be going like this. And that means I would go down 5 and over 1, which would put my line here, and have my line going this way. This would mean that this area here, as it goes up, no, this way, would also be shaded, okay? And they don't show that shaded. So this graph is incorrect, and I made the corrections there, so that should work, or that should work for you. So sample A is a solution. They're just giving a possible answer because -1 and 0 is in the shaded region. Number 10 is yours to do. I'm going on to number, well, that gave you number 10. Looks like you got a freebie. Let's go to number 11. Number 11 says identify the solution if possible. I'm going to make my, if y is -2, I'm going to make my line at -2. I'm going to put a dash because there's no line underneath here. And it says y is less than it, so it shades in everything less than -2. Over here, y is greater than 2. It's not equal to it, so I put a dash again. And since it's greater, it shades in everything. There's no solution because there's nothing shaded in for this area that is also for this area. So there's no solution. All right, 12 is for you to do. Number 21 says write a system of linear equations represented by the graph. If I was going to write this one, I would say, well, let's start with this one right here. I know it's a solid line, so it's going to be a line underneath my inequality. I know the shade is above it, so that means it's going to be greater than. I know that it crosses through positive 2, so I have to put a plus 2 over here. And I know the slope goes down down 3 and over 1. From here it goes down 1, 2, 3 and over 1. So that's a negative 3. Now the next one is also a line, so I'll put a line there. It's also shaded above it, so I'm also going to put greater than, and it says it's crossing through negative 2. And let's see, my slope for this one, it goes up 2 and over 3. So this would be a positive 2/3. And those would be my two systems. Let's see how I did. It says right here, y is greater than negative 3x plus 2. Y is greater than or equal to, right? Equal to negative 3x plus 2. And y is greater than or equal to 2/3 x minus 2. Looks like I nailed it. All right, number 22 is for you to do. Once again, I've got to, we'll get rid of this. So for this one, it's saying to write two graphs here. I see one is going to be y is, and they're both dotted lines, so it's going to be greater than or less than. It will not be equal to. This one has everything below it, so it will be less than. The other one has everything above it, so it will be greater than. This one crosses through a negative 1. So I'll put negative 1 here. And it has a slope that goes down 2 and over 1. That's negative 2. This one has the same slope, down 2 and over 1. So it will also have negative 2 for a slope, but it crosses through negative 3. And there's my two systems. Y is less than negative 2x minus 1, and y is greater than negative 2x minus 3. Looks like got those right as well. All right, number 24 is for you to do. Number 25 is my last one. It says describe and correct the error. Let's look at this. The first one says y is less than or equal to 3x plus 4. Let's see, it crosses through 4. That's my y-intercept. It has a slope of, well, it goes up 1, 2, 3, and over 1. So the slope is correct. And y is less than it. It's shading everything under it. So that is correct. Let's look at the next one. It says y is greater than 1/2 x plus 2. It means it has to go through 2, and it does. It doesn't have a line under it, so it's going to be a dash. That's true. It's going up 1 and over 2, and this one does go up 1 and over 2. But here's the problem. It says y is greater than it, which means I should have everything shaded above it. So the two things that are in common for these, let's see, because we said this one's going to be everything shaded below it. And we said this one's going to have everything shaded above it. Okay, so that would be this area all right here. This would not be included in it, and neither would any of this. All right, so let's see how I did. Good. The shaded area here, all right, indicates everything that would fit for both of these. We would not include this or this, only this area here. All right. You have number 26. It looks like I've done under 10 minutes. That should make for a nice day for you guys. I'll see you in class for grading. Have a great night.